Hey guys, welcome to another session of RBTL, or Reading Between the Lines. I wasn't going to do a patch note one, but of course we have more info on the Guilty Gear Strive collab. One, we got the date, and second, we already have the silhouette of the new hero coming. So I believe it will be one hero additional to whatever they're gonna return. So they're gonna probably return the Alpha banner, the Biken banner, the Dizzy banner, maybe even have them as triple banners. I'm not quite sure. Maybe there was news on that. I missed it. But this is most likely going to be Jacko. So outside of guessing what she'll do, what element, what class and stuff, I won't spend my time doing that. I'll definitely talk about it when she is dropped, the information. And outside of that, excited for it. I like the hero design, so looking forward to how Smilegate interprets the animations. And we already know that they always bring high quality bar, so I'm looking forward to that. Buff event coming up this weekend as well, and looking forward to this myself, since I feel that I haven't been using my mailbox energy a lot. A true free-to-play mindset, by the way, so I can't wait to burn all that. And then onto the patch note, I did want to just talk about some things. Guild War resolution season is going to start soon, which means that World Arena should be following in about 2 weeks-ish, the reset of World Arena. There is a guild shop change preview here. So after the maintenance, so after this upcoming maintenance, we will have additional items and also discounts. I won't mention the name here, but we just, like a couple days ago, we just did a Guild War fight on a stream for one of my viewers, and like I pretty much inted all the fights, but in one of them mechanically it could have worked if the ML Cowrick was on a maxed Warhorn, I believe. And so I was like surprised because I took it for granted, and so I looked at the player's account and I realized that he had been spending his commander's armbands on the gold transmit stone, which is honestly, this is not like like demeaning the player, but this is more of like information for players who do this, or maybe you're a newer player. Don't buy the gold transmit stone. It was never worth the value compared to what you could get out of it. Commander's armbands are quite expensive, outside of you donating those orbs that you get from urgent quests and stuff like that, and that means you have to farm adventure to be able to get those urgent quests. You're not gonna get them a lot. World Boss is one of the probably the bigger things you can get them from, which is if you set up a good World Boss team, your guildmates might be more incentivized to use your team, and the more they use it, the more you get. I do believe it's one use, you get 5, and it's capped to 9 uses throughout the week, if I'm not mistaken. But regardless, that's usually where you're getting most of your commander's armband anyway. Outside of like donating and stuff like that, which I said. But new stuff coming in, so Mystic Medals, you get them once a week for 200 armbands. This means that if you are already using the armbands for like things like the conversion gem boxes, you're going to it's going to be hard to maintain buying all of it. So I think it's about a priority kind of thing. Like, are you chasing heroes now, or are you going to be chasing gear? That would be, every player will have a different circumstance, but I do believe that probably the bang for buck right there would be the Mystic Medal one compared to the gold transmit, even after the discount. So the discount is 300 gold transmit, but available twice a month. So for 600, you get 2 gold transmit. That's still a lot. Like in terms of like, if you're looking at not gold transmit stone system, but you're just looking at the guild shop system, School Transmit Stone, you're not getting an ML5, or sorry, you're not getting a Galaxy summon until what, after 3 months? So like, or not even 3, yeah, well, 3 months. So like, it's like not really worth, in my opinion, not really worth the effort. Like maybe to top off 1, but like, judging the game has been like out for 3 years, I don't know. It's definitely not a good thing to invest in. And even with the discount, I mean, there's a reason why they discounted it, because even Smilegate knows that it's a really bad deal compared to what's in the shop. So they obviously want to make it more competitive, otherwise it just feels like it's a worthless item in general to be in the shop, right? So this already tells you like the mindset behind the gold transmit stone was already a really bad deal. That's why they're discounting it and also being it more available. But either way, I still would suggest against it. 200 commander's armband is way cheaper for 1 Mystic Medal in a system that has a pity to get an ML5, or at least to your next ML5 if you're skipping a banner or two. So I would definitely suggest, if you're pulling using the Commander's Armbands for summoning, it's definitely the Mystic Metal there. I don't know about the Fire Connection, the Elemental Connection ones. I think it's a lower value, although the drop rate is higher, but it is definitely going for the RGB. I would rather go for Mystic Metals and pair it up with an RGB hero that I personally want, at the same time pulling for the ML5 or ML4 in this case that you want. So that would be my play. But you know, usually these kind of systems are going to be sort of similar in value, and it just depends on what the player needs in order to determine. Anyways, long story short, let's keep talking about the what's on the screen. So we got the new frames, and I was saying that these frames are definitely not as good as I would say the previous couple. It had never been a really good thing, and I kind of realized why. It's because, like, to represent the guild, you have to use those icons. So in this image, the top left corner, that kind of tower icon, like, we had the tower icon, we had the rose, we have like the fangs. What else do we have? Like a trident or something like that. Regardless, we don't have many options, and so like they had to make the frames kind of lackluster, otherwise it would overpower the icon, which is supposed to be the representation of the guild itself. So they have to keep it simple, otherwise, like, if you have like a world arena or regular arena kind of fidelity frame, it's just gonna overpower your icon, which I get it's like against the visual design, but it's like, I think they need to rethink it. Either give us more icons or more complicated icons, or something like that. I was thinking about Destiny. I think in games like Destiny and other games, they have like really cool emblematic kind of systems. A couple of the idol games I've played in the past also have really cool emblems to represent a guild. So I think that's something that you know, like Epic 7's art quality is great, UI is great. It's just always the guild frames are always kind of weird. And to that point, I was mentioning on my stream before that I think it would be really cool and incentivizing actually for players that if they have like the same kind of breakdown, so Hall of Fame, so rank 1 to 3, and then 4 to 30, and then 31 to 100, have that kind of breakdown, but have the rewards be individual player frames, right? So on each server, right? So like it's still limited. So it's just like arena, just like, you know, like world arena, it's like limited to a player pool. But it is depending on if the guild as a whole want to push for it. I think that would be more incentivizing. I'm not saying that will save the guild war system, but people are doing the guild war really honestly just because it gives you mystics, right? So whether or not guild war is fun, they have to do it because it gives you mystics. But like, what about fun with a bit more incentive, right? I'm not saying that they should do this so that there's going to be more tryhard guilds. I think the game is kind of past that. If there are ever going to be any tryhard guilds per season, there's always going to be a handful only. I don't believe it's not as competitive as it was maybe 2 years ago. That's all I mean. But regardless, I think it would be cool if they consider that kind of frame, although that might just be more work for their artists. So anyways, that's my little rant there. Some UI changes as well. I do like this. This is smarter in terms of a user experience or UX direction. So before, what you had to do is hit donate, and then you have that kind of scrolly number thing where you can like choose min max or how much you want to donate. But you basically have to click it. There's an overlay pops up. You scroll it to the max, and then you click donate, and then it goes back to the main page. Now it's just like everything's there on the screen, so it means that there's going to be one less action, and less one less pop-up, which usually in a UX scenario, this is a good direction, especially when it doesn't require you to have like a double confirmation in case you're making a mistake, like selling a 5-star hero or something. Those pop-ups are necessary because the double confirmation is just in case you made a mistake. These mistakes wouldn't be that bad, assuming that you are doing a mistake. If you're not donating max gold, get out of here. Get out of here. You're maxing your gold anyway, so I don't even know why. Like, from a game perspective, I don't even know why they give you the option of min-maxing it, but some clear players I've heard Like even ones that came onto my stream, like they were just like, oh man, I can't find a guild because they keep kicking me out for not donating any gold. And that guy got a butt whooping. Like, you know, I opened up new holes that he never thought existed in him. Anyways. So episode 4, yeah, so Adine getting awakening. I won't be talking about this too much. It looks like from the kit, like it's some reading on it, like it looks pretty robust right now, but it seems that there's a lot of like PvE aspects to it, like damage suffered reduced from elite boss monsters and stuff like that. And like to me, that usually doesn't excite me too much. I was hoping that she'll probably become PvP usable, and the thing is, like, we're only in episode 4 at the moment, so like you can see the progress, and I honestly haven't progressed that far, but chapter 4 is the awakening of it. We see that there's an Adine secret scroll, chapter 5, and then chapter 5s, and then unlock elemental alteration, I believe, in chapter 6. So like, will she shift from being a PvE hero to PvP? Only time will tell, and I'm hoping she will be PvP, because I really like the aspect of like when Adventure Raw's specialty chain was released, like he was used like for at least a good solid 2 seasons, and he kind of came back for like even a 3rd season in World Arena, which was very encouraging for me. And then he can also be used for like Abyss and expos and stuff like that. That was really cool. And then Fire Mercedes is you know, was used really heavily in World Arena as a counter Landy, that is. And now I see her in maybe 50% of the Guild War defenses, and like she does well. You know, like it's not like she's unusable. There's a lot in her kit that made her usable. So really looking forward to Adine and seeing how she progresses. Obviously I have to catch up to the story, but I don't want to talk about her in terms of this video here, so I will skip it. Like I said, I do believe that a lot of the stuff that they showed, like you have effectiveness increase and stuff like that, she's a death breaker, like it's not like you're missing death breakers for PvP, so I just don't feel like she doesn't fit anywhere in PvP at the moment, and I don't think that they were meaning to. So the Game of Princes side story, I mean, week 1, in conjunction with the Hua Yang side story, it was definitely a quicker side story, so I like that aspect about it. So he's pretty much just like, follow this thing, click go, and you go to the next thing. You kind of skip the story, or if you're not reading, at least you select the dialogue and see which one's right or whatever. You just rerun until you can do it, and then that's pretty much it. So it's like, it's a whatever. I'm not following the story. Vivian still looks really good, but I didn't get her skin. I might if she's usable in the future. Vigilante leader Glenn. So this is probably where I'm going to be talking more about. So I kind of liked him. I think that his specialty change reminds me of SC Wanda. So all-rounder Wanda. In terms of like the usefulness of it, they're both rangers, they both do high nuking damage. He's gonna be very specialized, especially dealing with ice. In his video, which I'm not going to play here in my video as above, like he one-shot the Rem, and like after looking at his runes, I can definitely see, okay, that's why. One, he already has really high modifiers to begin with, and then he gets increased power in his specialty change, so that's very, very good. But let's take a look at really quick just what's gained now. So limited release is S3 is a non-attack skill, and it will grant you increased greater attack buff. All right, and so that was always the case. He always had the greater attack buff, but now he gets crit chance as well. So, and he grants an extra turn right away. So that's very, very good to use. So I know that people had used him before as an RB deterrent in the past. And to have the extinction is still very good. Again, if you think like Millam's case, like Millam is strong, but she's not there just to kill RB. So I do feel that like he's got that kind of same vibe as a Millam over something like a top model Luluka. Like I don't feel that he's just there to kill RB. Obviously he can kill like anything that's ice, I'm pretty sure he can one-shot based on what I've seen so far, and based on the damage mods, based on my relative understanding of the increased power as well. But he granted that extra turn right away. Like outside of Celine, maybe one-shotting him, if you're playing RTA, that is. Celine one-shotting him, and maybe Politis, since it is elemental advantage from Politis' side. Like, you might have some issue there, so I don't know what artifact you want to run him if you're going to use him in areas like World Arena. Maybe Guiding Light still. Guiding Light adds that first turn protection plus an AoE protection, so probably good shot there. And I don't believe I don't even think you need any more damage out of it. Unless you're doing specialized fights, then maybe Symbol of Unity to grant even more hit chance and extra damage. I don't think you'll need it though, in my opinion. The way you use him, if you use him. Okay, so those are a couple barriers. It's like there's the if part, and but it's a specialty change, and based on Smilegate's direction, they wanted to make specialty change heroes stronger to basically make ML5s less dominant. Because again, they're not willing to nerf heroes. They know ML5s are very, very powerful. So instead of like making ML5s weaker, they're gonna make everything else stronger, RGB heroes and specialty change. Those are based on their notes. And again, I did like a coverage of what I thought about their notes. So if you haven't checked that video out and you want my opinion on it, definitely look for that, their balance adjustment direction video. So in achievement route, increases the attack by 15%. Okay, so he's already like not bad. So he has a triple self imprint. I do believe Wanda has the same. It's flat attack, 144 attack. Based on his base attack, that 15% increased attack is quite big. It's definitely no joke. It makes him. He was already usable. I know. I had a Patreon member who used him, and like he loved him. I don't know if he kept on using him though, but like he liked him when he was released. Again, when we needed more RB fights. But to note that at a 6-star, he only has 920 attack. Which means that he'll probably won't gain that much from the 15% here. The 15% will pretty much make him only as close as a 5-star DPS. So it's not like making him stronger than a 5-star, but it just makes him more balanced, like to start. So that's good. We have increased health by 10%. I don't know, like, I mean, again, as a 3-star, it really kind of just pumps him up to about a 5-star equivalence. So that's pretty good. Increasing dual attack chance by 2%, which is cool on him, because he does gain from the S1. I think that now he will gain. Well, I'll just continue reading. I think CR boost, and then he already does a defense break on the S1 there. So all good. So his S1 is a 50% defense break. If you enhance it to the, I think it's +4. So it's good. And then after using limited release, at 100% chance to dispel one buff from the debuff from the caster. So let's say you're, I don't know, attack downed or something, then you can use it to dispel yourself. But it is after using limited release. So I think that it won't clear the unbuffable, unless they said that in the video and I missed it. But I mean, it's still good. All right, so it cleans out possibly the attack down. I guess that would be the most detriment for him, because he's gonna be built there for like a one-shot, taking out a target right away. The Unity rune increases the hit chance of quick shot by 15%. So quick shot is his S1. Yeah, increases that by 15%, and so you have also a wealth rune that increases the hit chance of all allies by 5%. So really, it gives him a quick shot of 20% hit chance, and then his S2 precise attack is already a 20% hit chance, or sorry, a 15% hit chance plus this. So both skills have 20% hit chance. That means Moonlight Dreamblade against him will cease to work. It will be somewhat usable on Green Violet, giving him leftover 35% evasion chance. And that's when I said, like, if you wanted to use him as a Rem and Violet killer, then you probably want to put a Symbol of Unity on him. At least it lowers the chance down to like a 15%. But it won't be as good as Zahhak. So Zahhak is like built to kill Violet, especially with Symbol of Unity. Zahhak would have like 100% chance to hit him, like zero chance to fail. This would pretty much give him like a Millim's chance to kill a Violet. But at least Millim can dodge Violet's counter. If you fail to hit Violet, he can't. No. So the Obscurity Rune after using Quickfire increases combat range of the caster by 15%. So that's the S1. So that's pretty good. So having that dual attack chances by 2 is very good. I've been realizing that there's a lot of people really liking that Sea Lilius into like Hua Yang, into Strays and stuff like that. Anyone with the S1 that has a combat readiness, because then in a way, instead of going like S3 Sea Lilius S2, you go S3 Sea Lilius and then S1, and you technically have some sort of way to boost one of your DPS, or maybe even 2, or maybe all 3 of your DPS. So it's a pretty good thing, and although I always kind of roll my eyes when everybody gets a combat readiness boost, it is obviously a very, very powerful mechanic in this game to be able to cut and get the turn, and to be able to take your turn before enemies have the ability to stop you from taking that turn. It is always a very good thing. So, you know, outside of just like, oh, typical, predictable, it is useful. So Wedge Rune increases the damage up by precise attack by 10 more %. So precise attack is the S2, right? So the S2 is actually insanely strong. It has a 1.5 attack mod, and the power of 1, but a soul burn, which only costs 10 souls, is a 2.2 times mod. So adding a 10%, relatively speaking, you'd be doing about 2.3. That's like CDOM level, but without the what do you call it? Without double souls. It's still 10 souls. It's not 20 souls. It's like CDOM level. So it's pretty nutty, especially the fact that like he grants his own crit rate buff as well, and greater attack buff. So like you're gonna be doing more damage than CDOM, like most likely. Restraint Rune, this is nuts. So when attacking an ice elemental enemy and is not a elite boss or monster, increase damage up by 25%. So if you did watch the video, it did one-shot the Rem. It was definitely not an underbuilt Rem. If you run any calculation now with the SC Glen, this like 25% more damage, greater attack buff with the 15% attack increase, so giving him like about like 1000 something attack. That's nuts, right? Now, if you want to ensure it, I guess you could put him on a portrait or something, but I don't even think that's necessary. If you could get the 10 souls and you can soul burn it, about a 2.3 times mod, plus 25% more damage, and a greater attack buff, elemental advantage as well, right? So elemental advantage already increases the damage dealt by 10%. This is something that if there's any experienced players, I don't want speculation. Okay, I don't want speculation because I can speculate, you know, either or as well. But I'm curious, like with LQCs, like extra damage to dark and stuff like that, is that already accounting the extra damage from an elemental advantage? So that's my question. I never actually dug into it. I probably could find the answer, but that just occurred to me, right? Like it's not like, is it the versus ice? If you're green versus ice, you technically have 10% more damage, elemental advantage, plus 15% more crit rate. But like, is this 25%? Is it like 25 including the 10%? So it's really 15, or is it 10% plus 25? Based on my reading, I would assume it's 10% plus 25, because like one thing is mechanically like from the foundation, which is elemental advantage, disadvantage, and then this one is just like saying like right off the bat that you gain 25% more damage. I don't believe it would be like 35. I believe that the damage wouldn't be like 35 damage. It would be like 35. It would be like 10% and then 25%, and you add those two together, which will still be very close in terms of the damage, but it's not like straight up 30% down, 35% damage. And then Harvest Rune, when enemy is defeated by precise attack, 100% chance to extend the caster's buff duration by 1 turn. So most likely you're gonna go for S3, so Focus Fire, buffing for 2 turns, crit rate, and greater attack buff. and then you go in precise attack, you're killing someone, you're gonna extend it for 2 turns. You're going to basically keep the 2-turn greater. You have your greater attack buff. You have your hit chance up as well for the S1. It does have a 50% defense break and has 15% CR boost. Very solid all around. But like I said at the beginning when I was talking about him, he reminds me of all-rounder Wanda, which like I know all-rounder Wanda when she got like kind of rebuffed, like people kind of brought her and yeah, they used her killing out Violets and stuff, but like she's not like exactly meta. And I'm not expecting all SC heroes to be meta. That's not my requirement for them to be good, but I feel like he'll probably be in around the same boat. I think like once he's released, once people get him, you'll see streamers, RTA players use him. He's a very strong nuker, there's no doubt. But I just don't believe that just because he's a strong nuker, he is gonna be good for everything. Because I think like heroes like Hua Yang is like you've got the sustain as well. He'll lack that, so unless you're doing a cleave or some kind of weird comp, I wouldn't expect him to be any more used than all-rounder Wanda. Maybe a bit more than all-rounder Wanda, just because I think that his output damage is just better overall. His hit chance is fantastic, but that he does have a chance to miss Violet unless you are on, well, even if you're on Symbol, you still have a chance to miss Violet. Outside of that, I don't think I want to talk about anything else. Oh yeah, the new mock room. So this was already previewed in the balance adjustment direction notice. Now they were saying that they're basically making a Epic 7 World Championship mode, and I think this is what they meant. So they didn't really call it the E7WC mode. They called it round mode, but it does seem to be what they're talking about. So basically, yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's cleaned up UI as well. So it's cool, especially for players who are running tournaments. It's going to be more streamlined, less to do on the streamer side to set up nice fancy graphics or transitions or whatnot, but a lot of it will be handled in game, so that's pretty cool. So outside of that, I think I'm gonna end that for the video recording. Anyways, like I said, I will make the ML Flan video, the initial thoughts separately, but outside of that, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below of anything I've talked about. But other than that, I'll end this here. If you guys have Discord, check out the Discord server. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to YouTube if you haven't. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.